Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video. And we are here at INDY in the Porsche, the 992 Porsche. And Arlen had a request for a setup for the Porsche here at INDY. I did not have a current one, so went ahead and been working on one. I had one that was roughed in, but it was very roughed in. It was just, pretty much started, so really it had pretty much had to do the whole thing. So because I wanted to implement some new things and new setups, ways that I do it now and things like that. So with the Porsche specifically, and it really helped because it really dropped my time for this car. So I really happy with it, and it really feels like a really solid race package. So we're going to jump behind the car. Excuse my frog in my throat. And go ahead and make a lap. Speed's decent. Okay, so I usually am braking right past the 400 here. So between the 400, in the car, you look like you're coming up to the 300. So obviously in the car, you see the 300s right there. So again, you're past the 400 as you're sitting in the car. So try to, try not to run over it too much, but a little touch is okay. Hit the inside curb. And then what I aim for is I aim for this the dark spot on this curbing here is what I'm aiming for. And then dead downshift. Try to keep your momentum up. Touch the curbing there. Touch the curbing on the inside. And then basically once you get past that curbing on the left there, I'm on the brakes. I'm actually past it. So right there, I'm past it, and I'm on the brakes. Again, try to set myself to middle of the corner. I don't want to go way out here because one, you got somebody who'll dive on the inside of you, and two, it's with Indy, it's not the grippiest place anyway. And when you get out in the gray, it gets even worse, especially this section. This is probably the slickest section of the whole track is through here. So basically I try to stay basically in the middle. So even if you don't have the line where you see the the wear, basically just try to put your position in the car in the middle of the track, and you should be close. And then come in here and brake. Now you can use the brake to trail brake through here if you need to, but just be aware it's not super grippy, so be very delicate with it. Again, try to hold it really tight, and the reason I do that is you're connecting the dots. You're trying to set up the next corner, and then if you're all the way over here, you're done. You're screwed. So you got to hold this tight and hold it all the way to the left, so you have as much room to swing right and get on the gas for the next little straightaway there. So again, you really want to hold it as tight as you can, and not have the car out here anywhere. Again, I try to touch the curbing and start opening it up. You can, run it right out to the edge if you have to. And then here, it's right past the 200. So you're past the 200. So you're between the 100 and the 200. Again, try to be real close there. I messed this up here, so I cost myself a 10th coming up here. So this definitely is not a perfect lap, but again, this is like the 5th lap. I started with 55 liters, and so that's what I like. It runs its best lap on like the 5th lap, and I even messed up. So again, I like that because it's showing it's got the pace, not just right off the get-go and then it's done. So I downshift the second, and here is one of those. It's like Valencia with that dog leg there where you got the curbing. I mean, it's like a make or break. You either gain time or you lose a bunch if you don't get it right. So Here is all timing, so it's all on me. As soon as you get past here, I try to flip it right as soon as I'm past this curbing and go back the other way, because you want to cut this right through here as much as you can without being out of bounds, so you can straighten that out, and that gives you another, gives you speed going all the way to the next section. So I was a little late, and you can see I'm about a car length. I'm about a car length off. The left side should be like right here. So again, you see where the tire marks over here. That's like your right side tire. You should be going over this curbing. So I probably blew a tenth of a second right there. You see, I'm a little wider there where I could have been coming in. So again, not a perfect lap by any means. And here you're coming right up to the 300. You got to be careful here when you're in a battle, because you do not, I repeat, you do not want to get in too hard of a braking battle and outbrake yourself, because you'll totally go into the styrofoam things up here, the arrows, and you'll just mess everything up, or you'll loop it, or again, try to have some discipline and try to keep it, I brake right before the 300, and that's about it. And of course, you want to late apex it as much as you can, nice and tight. Get on the gas, go all the way out wide, and then when you come out wide, you can go down to first. So if you want to go down into first, you can. But if you can keep the momentum and keep it in second, you're better off, because it'll help the car hook up, and you'll actually be faster that way. But again, if you need to do first, that's okay also. And I try to get on this curb right here with my left side tires. And that way the car doesn't try to spin a tire or anything, and you can just go. And that was my fast lap, which was a 136.41, which again I'm really happy with. Now let's put it in perspective here. My personal best in the 1.8 is a 136.11 in the Porsche, in the older Porsche, in the 991.2 Porsche. Okay, so, and that's in qualifying. That's not a race pace. That's in qualifying with low fuel. So I'm sure if I put this in low fuel, it would probably be really close to that time. So again, I'm really happy with that, because that's almost near my personal best out of all cars, not just the Porsche. So again, I think it's pretty good for for a good pace, and the consistency is there, the raceability of the car is there, the drivability is there. It's just a really good overall package. So I'm really happy with it. So let's go over the setup. So hopefully, if any feedback would be great. I would appreciate any comments as far as, I try to show some things with the track to help. And it's just the way I do it. And, there might be better ways. I'm not saying that. It's just things that I do, that I find, and try to, pass them along and communicate it to everybody else. So here's the setup. We got 24.8 left front, 24.2 left rear, 26.3 right front, 25.5 right rear. The toe's negative 0.1 on the front, with the camber at negative 3.6 and the caster at 10.2. And the toe on the rear is a positive 0.1 with the camber at negative 3.2. Here, everything is pretty good. I really don't. If you need a little bit more turn in, I would probably go up a couple clicks on the toe right here if you want just a teeny bit more turn in. Other than that, everything else is good. Electronics, we got 3, 3, and 3. Again, those are adjustable. I mean, if you want to turn the TC2 down to 2, or whatever fits your driving style, that's fine. This is just a good base to start from. Again, 55 liters, number 1 brake pad. Tire wear was excellent for the Porsche. I don't know that Kunos has done anything with the tires, but it sure is wearing a lot better as far as front to rear. It's much better. So I don't know if it's just driving or my setups or Kunos made some adjustments. I really don't know, but it is a lot better. One thing I noticed with this setup here, any roll bars 2, brake bias is 52, steering is 12. Springs are 141,500 on the front with an 800 bump stop rate and a 15 bump stop range. And on the rear, the springs are 174,500 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 40. Any roll bar is 3 and the preload is 140. Here, everything's really good. You can go down to the brake bias later on to probably 51. But this should be good for a while. And other than that, I'm real happy with it. I've tried different diff settings. I like it with a little bit more diff to get the car to hook up. Spring wise, I've tried some different springs and settled for this. It just has the best feel to me as far as it being the car, as far as wear and the car being neutral. Let's go to the shocks. We got 9244 on the front and 51127 on the rear, all dialed in by Motec, and it came in really good. And again, the last time I came in, I think I made one adjustment, and that's it. So again, it's really close, and I think it's really good. Aero, we got 53 in the front, 61 in the rear with a 12 wing and a 4 and a 5 on the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is a 5.5 to the positive. So here is a couple little things. If you want to run less wing, you don't have to change anything else. You can go down to like a 10 wing. So if you go down clicks here, you need to go up the same here. So let's say you go a 10 wing. Well, you're probably going to need to go at least one click and most likely two here. That's what you're going to need to do. Okay, so if you want to try to do that for feel or to change the balance of the car, that's all you got to do is go 2 clicks down there and try 1 click at a time. 1 click here, then go out, and then try it at 2 clicks and go out. And you don't have to touch nothing else. Now, what that does, it might give you 1 mile an hour down that long front straightaway. Maybe 1 mile an hour. That's it. That's all it's going to do. But still, I ran my fastest lap with this combination, and again, I was 1 mile. But I don't concern myself with something that's at, 1 mile an hour is not the be all get all. So I rather have the feel and the car feeling planted and feeling a lot better through all these corners. So again, especially lap after lap after lap. So again, this is what I would stick with. But again, if you have rain, I would go up maybe 1 or 2 clicks if you have a rain event or something like that. Or let's say your track is even slicker. I would go up just go up one at a time in the front and don't change anything else. And that will help the car. You can see it went down to 5.3. So again, that will help the car not be so, sliding around or something if it's not as grippy and the balance isn't right. So again, I would just change that just 1 click at a time. So again, I think it's a really solid package, and I hope y'all enjoy it. On a side note, I hope you're still with me. Just to kind of update on my Assetto setup. I'm really happy with it, and it really makes this Porsche feel better. I don't think it's any kind of update or anything that Kunos has done, but I'm not saying it's perfect. It still feels a little less grippy than some other cars, but compared to what I had with the my older wheelbase, this really makes it feel better. It feels like it's more linear, and it doesn't feel as numb in places. It just feels a lot better. So I'm really happy that the wheelbase has made the Porsche feel better and more enjoyable for me to drive. And I'm not saying that lightly. It's really my favorite car. If I had a favorite, the Porsche is probably that little bit above everything else, just the way the car is. But I've not really got along with it ever since the update and the 992 has come out. So mainly it's not the Porsche, it's just the update with the physics are all different and everything else. So really right now it's made this a lot better with the wheelbase, with the new one, with the Assetto Invicta, and I'm really happy for that because I really enjoy driving the Porsche more than I did before. So again, I hope you give me a like and subscribe. A link to this setup will be in the description. Again, all my setups are free, and again, it'll be also in my Discord. Again, everything in my Discord's free also. So again, Discord link will be down there too if you want to join my Discord. And of course, you can ask me questions there, and I try to get back with everybody as quick as I can. And again, I appreciate all your support. And again, thank you to Mark and thank you to Joseph for their support. And I hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.